Hi, Judy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me there, Judy? Let me see. Actually, let me see if I can unmute you here. Maybe I can unmute you. Is there a little microphone button at the bottom of your Hey Joe, how's it going, buddy? Can you hear me, bud? Trying to work out the okay. Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Everyone?
Judy, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Judy?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Judy? Can you say anything, Judy? It doesn't seem like.
Hi.
Judy, is that you?
Yeah.
All right. It's great to see you.
You too.
Wonderful. How is your, have you been following your detox? Have you been working on your fruit? Have you been, oh
Yes.
yeah?
Yes.
Wow, how's it going? What's been happening?
Good.
Yeah? Do you feel well?
I feel great.
Nice. Are you eating like a couple fruit meals a day?
No, I'm eating one fruit meal and then one salad.
Very nice, very nice. And then are you eating just a regular dinner along with that, or?
No, that's it.
That's it, and you're comfortable like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's great.
oh, nice, nice. Have you been on the scales at all or anything?
Yes, I've lost 22 pounds.
22 pounds. Wow.
Yeah.
In 21 days? Is that right? Is it 21 days or is it 28 days? It's 21 days? Is it 21 days today or 28 days?
For me, it's
21 days?
19 days.
19
Yeah.
Dang.
For me, well, Aaron and I started the day of the
pounds in 19 days on the 30-day detox. Yes.
yeah.
That's a home run. Congratulations, Judy. It's fantastic. All right, Joe. Sir, can you hear me, Joe? Can you hear me, Joe?
Yes.
All right, all right. Sir, how are you doing? How was your week?
It was good. It was a good week. I had 2 sessions with you, right?
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Right. And
right. Friday
and Tuesday. Was it
last
Tuesday?
week,
Monday.
right. Monday and Friday last week. Yes, good.
Yeah. So I don't see the weight loss that Judy is seeing, but I do feel very good. I feel awesome, actually. I just came back from training today. So excuse my hair if it's out of place. I didn't. I just literally got home like 2 minutes ago, or 2 minutes before the call. So I trained tonight with in my jiu-jitsu for an hour and a half on pretty much not too much food today, because last time I ate was was at 2 o'clock. And I had my strength, I had my endurance. So I'm seeing a lot of good signs. I'm just not seeing the weight loss yet. I think my body is
lost as much.
Yeah, I think my body is just has to, I don't know, clean up a little bit more. Maybe it's still a little bit, but I do notice that from my trainings and workouts with you that I have more endurance, and I don't have the lactic acid or that feeling the next day, that major soreness. Yeah, I have a little bit, but not like before. So I'm able to recover quicker, so I can do more workouts and stuff.
Very nice, very nice.
So I'm pretty happy with it. I do see my clothes getting smaller. Not exactly at my waistline, but my stomach is going down more. So
awesome. So you're seeing and feeling some change, even though it's not showing up on the scale as much for you.
Yeah.
Feeling better.
And I'm feeling great. Yeah, and mentally better as well. So
awesome.
Mentally sharper.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been able to incorporate any like energy work? Are you doing any meditation? Are you doing any focusing on your goals more? Are you more committed to that? Have you been doing any gratitude? What things have you done, or what things have you been doing? Or
I've been doing some meditation. I haven't done as much of the goal work as I wanted to be honest with you. I know that's something that I really need to get to. So I stay constant on it and whatnot. But I'm getting there because I just started increasing more workouts. So now I'm going through a little of a shift there, and so but my focus is getting all of it in balance, like we talked about before.
Well, this is it, guys. Like the thought work, and it doesn't have to be, anything that I've specifically showed you. Maybe it's something that kind of fits in between. There's no right or wrong answer. I can't tell you, how to interact with your center. But in some way, we need to develop a practice of our own. What we have to find what methods of interacting with spirit work for us, and we need to build up our own system and method of doing that, practicing that in some sort of regular manner or fashion. We've got to develop some sort of practice where we can come to a space in our own time when we want to or when we need to, that we can collect our energy, it's ours after all, and direct that energy properly in our lives. And we all have to find that way for ourselves. And we can learn from different methods and different people and different systems. And, there's lots of different methods. I'm just trying to share some of them with you. But that's what we need to do, is we need to really get connected with our own deep root spiritual energy and direct it most appropriately in our lives. How are you doing there, Natalie?
Yeah. So
sorry, John. Yep.
I have been doing some type of energy or meditation almost every single day.
Awesome.
I don't have it as a regular practice in terms of a timing whenever I can get to it, but it's almost daily. So I use it as a relaxation and then just start asking questions. So I'm getting better at it, but it's a journey.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for sharing it. And I hope that no one that ever watches or listens to anything that I say feels in any way that I'm judging them or putting them down in any way. Okay, I only want to encourage everyone to work in, and I never want to be judgmental. I only want to help everyone to try to step a little bit forward from wherever they are. Just encourage you to go a little bit further. That's all. Natalie, I'm glad that you are here.
How are you guys doing? Sorry I was late.
How are you feeling? How was your week? Looks like we've got a little bit of technical issues there. I'm just going to load up my PowerPoint presentation here. And hopefully we'll get Natalie back.
Well, so
There
it
we
was
go,
like
there we go.
testing
Hey,
it, and I see there he is. Yes, I was just telling them about the 21-hour fast. That was very unintentional.
You did a
and then
21-hour
Thanksgiving
fast?
yesterday, it was not good though. Remember, that's when I messaged you saying, I think I went too long. And it wasn't all. They just took me away. I felt fantastic. So luckily I bounced back very, very quickly. And everybody's noticing. So I know, the lady's name, I can't see her name. Judy, like amazing for the weight loss. I myself I've lost 14 pounds. And that's not, my big complaint was about bloating and not even,
I'll even dance to that one.
Come on, Judy.
So everybody's noticing, Natalie?
Everybody's noticing. And that's the thing.
Wow.
I can do pull-ups. I feel very strong. I'm
running. Wow. Pull-ups.
So, nice. The energy's back again, so it's great. And the pain has very much reduced in all my areas. I was very pain in my hip, a pain in my shoulder, and everything's better. I'm more range of motion. All is great. Like, I'm really enjoying this, and you should see my fridge. It's just stocked with vegetables and fruits. It just looks, I'm so happy. Like it's very, very
and did you believe, honestly, that you could live on fruit?
I did not. And like you have the background in personal training. I have the background in fitness. Plus, I am certified, if you can see, as a holistic nutritionist. And so none of this would ever be something that would be discussed in that. Even holistic nutrition is very much energy-based, but it still talks about the minerals and the nutrients and all that stuff, where I stopped doing it because I saw it kept changing. It kept changing. There was so much controversy. I like this. This is basic and simple, and I actually really enjoy it.
Yes, yes. It's
And
simple. It's a simple lifestyle, and it's unbelievable how simple it feels on your body when you actually get into it and you realize it, and the energy that the clarity that you have, you realize like this is actually what's supposed to be going on. And
I make my soups. I do that. I love my soups, and I'm making more vegan style food because I have been cooking at least one meal pretty much per day kind of thing. Just because I like to. I love to cook. And so it's, but again, nothing beats not having to eat in the morning and then having just fruit after fruit after fruit. It's just, I'm happy. I'm happy because of it. So it's good.
Amazing, amazing, guys. So amazing. Thanks so much for the shares.
Hey, John.
Yes?
I love the not having to wash the pots and pans and the Tupperware.
Yes, Joe.
Isn't that simple? Like not having to cook meals. Like, you know, your food's already there. It's ready and it's quick and it's fast and it's easy.
No, that's true fast food.
That's true fast food. Yep, it's real food.
Amazing, guys. Amazing. So I've got a little bit of content I want to share with you tonight, and then I do want to get, for our last call, I want to get one more meditation session. I want to get one that I feel that is going to be, you know, completely uniting us with our deepest root energy and directing that. I think Colby's here with us tonight. I want him to really see that. I don't think his camera's on, but he's listening, I hope. And that's where we really want to end up, because that's what this is all about. At the end of the road, it's about our deepest energy. That's what it's about. I mean, the fruit is a way to help our bodies heal, but the healing allows us to connect with our root, with our deep root energy. So I got this screen here. You have to live with integrity. And you know, I think the conversation we've already had, you know, just kind of brings all of that to the surface. Like, once you realize the truth, once you start to realize that this is your truth, you know, living this way, living the truth and speaking about the truth and telling people the truth is, you know, living in alignment with what's inside of you, right? And as you live this way and share this with people, you're putting out bright white light. You're putting out truth, right? And whenever you share out bright white light's going to come back at you, right? So if you're living and speaking and eating and talking and acting in alignment with what's inside of you, that's how you get your life in integrity, and that's how you really start to maximize what's possible in your life, guys. So I want to talk about, first of all, 6 things that I think really need to change. 6 mainstream ideas here that I just thought of really quickly. I mean, there's probably more, but I think these 6 are real key. First of all, we've got to get everyone to realize that healing is just our natural way of being. We are self-healing beings. If there's no obstruction in our body will just naturally heal itself. Right? So that idea that we need to have some medicine, we need to get some antibiotics, we need to go see a doctor, we need to go and get or do something outside of ourselves, that's all incorrect information. The truth is, we can learn how to get all of our energy, all of our power, all of our healing, everything that we need from within ourselves. That is the truth. You know, when animals get sick in nature, they run off by themselves and they stay by themselves and they don't eat. And that's how they heal themselves. They don't have to go to a doctor. They don't have to go to a veterinarian. They just heal naturally. That is the way that we are. When a man becomes sick, he doesn't get hungry, right? He loses his appetite, because healing happens when we actually quiet ourselves down to stillness, bring ourselves more still, right? When we stop putting so much energy into our digestion, we free up energy for healing. We free up energy for other things, right? The second most incorrect idea I think out there is the idea to focus on the specific nutrients. Natalie already talked about this. She's a holistic nutritionist. It's always talking about the vitamins and the minerals. I always learned about that in my background from kinesiology as a personal trainer, from all the reading and studying that I did outside of my career to stay up and current. It was always about nutrient requirements, protein requirements, fat requirements, essential fat requirements, always about requirements. Understand that all of this is all theory. There is no way to solidify any of the stuff that these doctors are claiming are true fact. Everyone picks up on it. We start sharing it amongst it. It gets shared amongst the community, amongst the holistic community, amongst the personal training community, amongst the medical community, and really none of it gets verified or confirmed. It all just kind of gets shared. Depending on who you ask. If you ask the bodybuilders, they'll give you a protein requirement. If you talk to the doctors, they'll give you another one. If you talk to the weight loss experts, they'll give you another one. They all talk about different methods of creating enzymes, and this enzyme is important for this, and this one's important for that. But you got to understand that there is no way to actually take a live human being and eliminate something and test it. It's all theory, right? It's just the theory that really cannot be explained. Like, we cannot eliminate a certain element from a human's life and see if and really determine if something bad is going to happen or not. We also don't know what happens if we don't feed our body those things. We don't know if our body starts to reproduce those things. So there's no verification. there is some people on the planet that are living for extended periods of time without food and without water. So somehow they're managing to be able to generate nutrient within themselves. There's just a tremendous amount of confusion and opinion when it comes to what the body actually needs. Nothing is actually verified, and although if you speak to the mainstream community, they all seem to have like specific protein requirements, vitamin requirements, mineral requirements that we need to get. None of this is actually any more tangible than, all of it is unproven theory. All of it is unproven theory. Alkalinity and conductivity, like, this is where we really need to focus. This is, I think, really, Dr. Sebi talks about alkalinity and conductivity, and he talks about how the body has to be alkaline, how disease flourishes in an acidic environment, right? So if we can create an environment within our bodies that is as alkaline as possible, that's going to reduce our risk of disease the most. So we, want to bring ourselves back to the most alkaline state as often and as frequent and for as long a period of time as we can. That's where we want to live most of our lives. Conductivity, the body also has to conduct electricity, and this is where, all the information about animal protein and our need to consume animal protein. Well, animal protein, we don't eat our animals raw, so we're cooking our animals. They're dead. They're not alive. They're dead. They cannot conduct electricity. So if you're putting something into your body that cannot conduct electricity and is acidic, you're putting something into your body that your body really doesn't need to have. And when you start putting foreign elements into your body 3 times a day, and you start doing that for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, toxicity starts to build up in your body. We need to bring our body back to its most natural, most alkaline, most highly electrical state. That's where the body needs to be, and it needs to that needs to happen from choosing foods that are most alkaline and most electric. The protein myth is just that. It is a myth, right? There is a better system and method of judging our nutrient intake, and that is really looking at the vibration, the energy vibration of the food. That's the angstrom units, the electrical conductivity of the food. This is a much more important method to think about and consider when you're then the protein myth, then the we need a certain amount of carbohydrate intake every single day, or we need a certain amount of vitamin or mineral. If you are eating live food rather than dead food, you've got way more nutrient. You've got way more vitamin and mineral. Moving to a live, raw food diet focused on fruits will give you everything you need nutritionally to sustain yourself and thrive, and it will give you everything that you need to help your body rid itself of the unwanted elements that have been built up over the last 10, 20, 30 years. The detoxification process could take a year, 3 months, 6 months, a year, to 2 or 3 years to complete. It's not going to happen overnight, so you need to get into this as a lifestyle. You need to start to work on the thoughts that are blocking you from really thriving in this. So, all of these thoughts, the sugar confusion, we've always been told to stay away from the sugars. We've always been told to stay away from the juices. We've always been told to stay away from the fruits. The real truth is that our fruits and our fruit sugars are completely different. Fructose is the only sugar that can be digested without insulin. You know, we're always talking about insulin and how it slows down the fat burning process. Well, we can utilize fructose energy without insulin. We don't need insulin to get fructose into the cell. So the whole sugar argument, that goes out the door with fruit. That idea when we need to drink more water, we need to drink copious amounts of water to eliminate toxic elements from our body. Well, when we do that, we also rinse out all the positive things from our body. All the vitamins and minerals get rinsed out of our body. This is not the way to do it. We're much better off to get our hydration from our fruits. Then we're getting all the electrolytes, all the vitamins and the minerals, and we're not releasing that hormone vasopressin, which is released when we drink too much water. So getting your hydration from fruit is the way to go. We need to move people towards fruit, not away from fruit. Everyone's been scared of fruit and fruit sugar. That whole idea that we lose weight by eating more foods, small frequent meals, you can eat your way to health or eat your way to losing weight. This is just really a consumerism dream that they're trying to sell us, I think, on buying more stuff. Everyone wants to sell you their protein powders or their vitamins and their minerals and buy their stuff or eat more food. Everyone wants to sell more, consume more. It's better for our national debt, yes, but it's not better for our bodies. And the best way to learn how to manage your life nutritionally is not to eat more food, it's actually to eat less food. It's in the fast that we actually learn how to manage ourselves best. And if you look at all of the most powerfully influential men that have ever walked on the planet, men and women, the spiritual leaders of our planet, the people that are connected most deeply to that root energy, they've always fasted for days and days on end. And that's how we get really rooted and connected with our source energy. So striving to have a fast every single day. And if we can choose certain days in our week where we're really going to try to extend that fast to 24 hours, 36 hours, maybe even 48 hours. I don't know when anyone's at. But now coming into our last week, I would love to see some of our detoxers striving to try to see if they can get to a 24-hour fast. Right? I'd love to see if you could fit that in there one day before you're done your 30 days. See if you can get a 24-hour fast. Maybe you can go to 36 hours. Maybe you can go to 30 hours. I encourage you now to try that 24 hours now that you've got that experience and you've built this up a little bit further. Try that fast and try some energy work while in that fast and see how clear and see the experience, what that does for your life. Right. I do want to touch on, before we get into the meditation tonight, I do want to touch on the healing crisis because Dr. Ehret did talk a lot about the healing crisis, and I think it's very important because as we start the detoxification process, and this is a process where we're talking about potentially empowering everybody to heal anything in their life, from emotional things, from relational things, from financial things, to physical pain inside of your body, or disease, illness, sickness of all kind. We're talking about empowering people to be completely self-healing. While I'm saying that, I have to say it out the other side of my mouth that this is, what I've learned from my study from doctors like Dr. Ehret, Dr. Morris, Dr. Sebi, Professor Spira. If you really want to get the truth, I encourage you to look into their lives further, and everything that I'm speaking about is because I've done that research. I'm still in the process of doing that research. I will continue to commit my life to that research and learning more about this. But this is my opinion. I'm not a medical doctor, and I can't tell you to stop your medications or to not do what you've been told by your medical doctor. I can't do that, but I can share my opinion with you, and you can choose to step forward and take your own health into your own hands, I encourage you to speak to your doctor about it and hopefully get your doctor on side with you. However, I would empower you that if your doctor can't encourage you to be exploring some things that support you while you are exploring and help you to empower yourself with your nutrition and realize that you have the power inside of yourself to heal. If your doctor's not doing that, then I'd say seek out another doctor, or, you know, do some further research yourself and confront your doctor with some information and ask them about it. And I'm not trying to be an anarchist here or a negative person. I'm only trying to empower everyone on this planet to realize the power that's within them, and healing comes within. So the healing crisis happens when we start to eat properly. We start raising the high fruit in our diet. We start going to raw food. We stop cooking our food because no other animal cooks their food. Once we start eating our live food, the highest vibration food for our body, and our body energy starts to rise, we go through these high energy periods, and then we also go through these lower energy periods where some heavy detoxification starts to happen. Because of the overeating and overconsumption for so many years, our tissues, all of our tissues, our muscular tissues, our organ tissues, our bone tissues, our cellular tissues, are all filled with organic elements and inorganic elements, yeast, bacteria, potentially parasite. There's metal, there's mercury, there's toxic materials of all kinds inside of our body, just overfed for so long. All of that stuff in there, when mixed together, creates a mucus soup that sits in our capillary beds and creates an acidosis. That acidosis, when we start healing ourselves with those fruits, that acidosis breaks up and starts to release from our body. And as it enters back into the system, it can go in through our digestive system, it can get back into our lymphatic system, it can get back into our circulatory system. When it enters back into our system or back into our organs, we can start to feel symptoms. And symptoms can have all sorts of different symptoms: hot and cold, headaches, fatigue, diarrhea, sore throat, any kind of illness symptoms, boils, acne, all sorts of negative things can happen. And what people tend to do is they tend to now at this point go to the doctor, get worried, or return to a negative habit, thinking that this is actually a bad thing for them. And the truth is that this is a healing crisis, and this is a part of the healing process, that as we detoxify our body, these negative elements are going to leave the body, and they're going to trigger some negative responses in the body, and we're going to have to go through that process. That is the detoxification process. It's not all limelight. It's not all beautiful. It's not all bed of roses. If we have polluted ourselves for 10, 20, 30 years, we've got to expect that in the process of healing, we're going to have to walk back through that damage that we've done. There's always a price to pay for what we've done. Okay? So how to handle it best? It may be just time to buckle down and endure. It could be to fast. It could be to continue to hold the course. Or if things become really unmanageable, it could be time for some cooked food. It could be some time for some rice or some potatoes or some pasta. It could be some time for some vegetables and salad. It could be some time for some soothing soup, right? It could be some time to rehydrate with some juices, right? You've got to explore your body a little bit there and try to rehydrate. Give yourself a day or 2 or 3 or 4 days or a week and rest. Allow yourself to slide back a little bit. It's okay. That's going to help you to regain your strength. And then when you return back again, things will move forward again and you'll progress again. But watch yourself, right? You can do this too quickly. Okay? It's easy to jump into it too quickly, especially when you jump into something like this and you've got this high energy and all of a sudden you're feeling better. It's easy to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to go further into it. And then all of a sudden you hit the crisis and things, start to fall apart on you. Consider the depth of your process and remember that you're just new with it. You're only 30 days into this, 19 to 28 days into this process. You're still so brand new that, allow this to evolve. Continue to read. Continue to study from what the healers are saying. Learn what the healers are saying. Listen to them, right? Read as much as you can when you can. As you get deeper and deeper into this, as you understand it more, the process will continue further for you. So moving past that, as we detoxify our body, as we connect more deeply to our spirit energy, we get in alignment with our deep energy. You know what? Something always goes wrong. I talked about the healing crisis, right? It could be something in the healing crisis. Some illness could come up, or it could be something in your career. It could be something in your relationship. It could be something with your children. It could be something with your health. It could be something with your family, your parents. You have to take care of your parents. They're not well. Something inevitably goes wrong. Life always gets in the way, right? But recognize and realize whenever something is in front of you, a problem, an issue, a circumstance, a fear, an obstacle, a goal, whenever there's something in front of you, you always have a choice. Always. Right? You always have the choice to continue to look at the problem, or you can choose to look at the solution. You can always, look at the problem and think about how awful it is, or think about poor you that this happened to you. You can always mull about and mope about. And, depending on what that problem is, if it's a death of someone, or if it's someone that's gotten really, really sick, or, if it's been a breakup in your relationship, or a destruction, or something like this, something that could be huge, could be something small. There's going to be some grieving time. Grieving is normal. It's okay to be down. It's okay to have a sad day. Okay? It can be very spiritually enlightening and awakening to sit in your sadness and be okay with your sadness. Okay? And it's okay to be in your sadness for a day or two or a week, or even if it's 3 months or 6 months, however long you need to be in your sadness. But sometime we need to shake off our sadness and put our sadness aside and redirect our energy. Right? So we've got something in front of us. We've got a fear, an obstacle, a circumstance. Anything can be in front of us. We can look at the fear. We can look at the problem. We can look at it and we can sit in it for a day or 2 days or a week or a month or 6 months or a year or 5 years. There's no right or wrong way. There's no right or wrong time to sit in negative energy. You can sit in it as long as you like. But recognize that as long as you're sitting in the negative space, while you can sit in that negative energy for a long time, and you can even be comfortable in it, and that can feel good, and that's fine, and that's not wrong. But as long as you stay in that negative energy space, you can't change your circumstances. As long as you continue to focus on the negative thing that's in front of you, you cannot change your circumstances. The only way to change your circumstances is to change your energy, to change your vibration. And that means changing your focus, not focusing on the problem, not focusing on the situation, the circumstance, but focusing on the solution. That's getting a picture of what you want to create. That's the thought wheel work. That's the gratitude work. That's getting a vision of what you want to create. That's not looking at the problems in my relationship, the problems with my relationship with my children, the problems with my body, the problems with my health, the problems with my financial situation. I'm not looking at the problem. I'm looking at what I want to create. I'm thinking and talking about what I want to create. That is a progressive, forward conversation. That is having a conversation about where we're going. That's the type of conversation that lifts us up. If I say to you, where do you want to go? What do you want to create? That gets you thinking and speaking. That lifts your energy. When you start thinking and talking about where you're going, you're directing your energy. That's what the thought wheel does. It takes your energy and directs it someplace. Right? That's all that this is it's connecting with your energy and directing it someplace. There's no right or wrong way to do that. There's an infinite number of ways to do that. We always have a choice in any situation to reconnect to our true source energy and ability and power and redirect that energy out into our life to create what we want rather than what we've got. And I'm speaking to you guys just as much as I'm speaking to myself. Saying these words for myself, thinking these words, writing these words, speaking these words for myself are healing for my life just as much as they are for yours. So we've talked about the process. We've talked about cleaning the body, and then we've talked about the energy. And last week we talked about the chakras, and we talked about connecting to that root energy. And today I want to go further with that, and I want to expand on it further, and really just because I spoke about this last week, and it helped me to go deeper into my practice. And I want to add to it this week and say that I really feel that, there is source energy that is within us. It's in our root, right at the base of our spine and our solar plexus. That root energy is within us. But understand that root energy is also within the earth. It's in our earth. Right? Some people talk about grounding. They talk about walking bare feet. If you walk on the earth with your bare feet, if you walk on the rocks, you walk in the river, you're really connecting with the ground, with the earth. That's important. Right? And of course, there's always talk about, the heavens above and the energy that exists from above and the stars and the universe, the vastness of our universe that is up above us. And the light energy that comes down from the sun. The light energy that comes down from all of the suns that are above us, that are always shining light down upon our earth and upon us. There's energy up above us. There's energy down below us. And there's energy within us. And if we can intentionally align all of that energy, think of that energy in your belly. Think of above that energy, you've got your heart chakra, your heart, and you've got your brain, that energy on the earth, down in the ground, energy in your root, and then energy, it has to pass through your heart. It has to pass through your head, through your mind, through your brain. And then it rises up above you to connect over your head to the heavens above. That is the ultimate alignment of you. Right? If you can get yourself to the space that you can be thinking of yourself as an energy body, a light body, a spirit body. You have multiple bodies. I don't know how many you have. I like to talk about 4. You've got your physical body. You've got your arms and legs. You've got your mental body. You've got your ability, your capacity to think. You've got your emotional body. You know, sometimes you feel happy. Sometimes you feel sad. You've got your spirit body. You may or may not, that may or may not resonate with you, but you've got some part of you that vibrates, that conducts electrical current. If I connect you to electrical current, you will shake and shiver until you die. When you die, your spirit, something will leave you. And when it does, so will your ability to conduct electricity. Something leaves when you can no longer conduct electricity. There's something electrical about the spirit body. There is something there that is electrical current conductive. Right? That is a part of you too. And you can step into that part of you. You do not have to stay in your mental body. You do not have to stay in your physical body. You do not have to stay in your emotional body. You've got some chaos in front of you. You get angry. You get upset. You get into your emotion. You're thinking about what's going to happen negative. You're in your mental body. You've got some pain in your body. You're in your physical body. You can get stuck in any parts of these. You can be in any one of these. It's not right or wrong to be in any one of these. I'm not saying that you're wrong if you're in any one of these. All I'm saying is that you don't have to stay in any one of those. You can be in your mental body and you can choose to leave it. Realize that the spiritual body is your connection to the whole. You always are connected to the energy that creates worlds. That type of energy is accessible to you. It is available to you. You can reach it. Let's begin tonight's meditation. Let's make sure that we've got ourselves grounded. If you can be barefoot, awesome. If it's too cold, that's okay. If you can sit on the floor, awesome. If you can sit on a pillow, great. If you have to sit on a chair and your feet are on the floor, great. But if we can think intentionally grounding ourselves, awesome. We don't have to. We can even just do it through our butt. It can go through our chair. We can intentionally ground ourselves through our chair. We don't have to sit on the floor. But if you feel motivated to sit on the floor, do it on the floor, on a bed, on a mattress, on a pillow. If you're comfortable on your chair, comfort is more important because we have to sit for 15 minutes or 20 minutes here while we practice. Let's try and close our eyes now. And let's try to bring ourselves to a space that we all share together. Right? If everyone can sit in their comfortable space, you can even lie back if you like. The only problem with lying back is that you could fall asleep. But if you feel more comfortable to lie back, that's okay. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Okay? What we're trying to do right now is we're trying to leave our mental body. We're trying to leave our emotional body. We're trying to leave our physical body. And we're trying to bring ourselves into a spirit space, a collective space, a space that all of us have access to. So in effect, if we all go there now together, we'll all be there in the same space together. So what we'll do is we'll try to bring ourselves to the power of the moment. And we can always get into the power of any moment by bringing ourselves to focusing on our breath. We may be focusing on a thought, but we can direct our thought to our breath just for this moment. Here's a really cool thing that I learned from my Buddhist studies in my past. The Buddhists do something where they say, take an act of refuge. Taking an act of refuge basically means, for this time right now, there's nothing else that's more important. Okay? Yes, we've got families and children and jobs and careers and things that need to be done. All of these things are important. But for just right now, this next 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we can take an act of refuge and we can say, let's just put all of that aside. And let's say the most important thing right now is to connect with my source. Because if I could actually learn how to do this, we're talking about empowering ourselves beyond the ability of anything. Right? So there's nothing more important than this type of empowerment of you, of yourself. If you can learn how to change your state, change your energy body, just by yourself, just by your focus, you gain incredible value for yourself, for your partners, for your families, for your careers, for everybody else on this planet. There's nothing more important than right now taking this act of refuge and joining all of us together in the quiet space. Let's focus and come out of what's inside of our minds just by focusing on our sense of feeling. Let's feel the breath. Everybody watch the breath. And if you want to tune me out, you can tune me out. Because what it is really is about you connecting to your breath. See if you can watch your breath from beginning to end. See if you can watch your chest rise. And see if you can watch your belly fall as the breath leaves your body. See if you can even recognize the flexing of your spine. As you take air in, your spine needs to extend to get a full breath. And as you breathe out, your spine actually flexes over. See if you can just watch that gentle flexion and extension of your spine. See if you can just bring yourself to notice that. That is going on all day, every day. But we don't really pay attention to it. See if you can just pay attention to that feeling inside of you. Good. Now that you've created a tiny bit of space in your life right now, let's connect more deeply with our energy. let's align all of our energy. Let's first build the energy that's within us. Let's connect to our deep root energy, our solar plexus energy, our belly energy, just below the belly button, between your pelvis and your belly button. Focus there. Remember that what you focus on grows. Put your attention on your lowest chakra, your root energy, your deepest energy there. Focus there. Try to take a nice deep breath in. Try to hold the breath inside you for a 3 count or a 4 count or a 5 count, and then release it slowly. Take nice deep breaths in. Hold them inside, focusing on your lower chakras. Hold that energy inside and slowly release the energy, the breath. Slowly release the breath after you've held it for 5 or 6 seconds, maybe an 8 count. Maybe you could hold that breath for an 8 count. Breathe in deeply. Hold that breath inside. Focus on your energy in your belly. And slowly release your breath. Just building your energy inside of your lowest chakras there. Connecting to, focusing on, and building up your energy there. So intentionally trying to build your own energy. Hold your breath inside. Hold that intensity inside and lift your energy up by focusing all of your attention there. Intending to build your energy there. If your feet are in contact with the floor, see if you can intentionally try to pull energy up through the earth, through your butt, through your feet, through your chair, through your bed, through your couch. Pull energy up through the earth, up into your belly. Good. Now, let's try and lift that energy from our lowest root chakras. Let's try and lift that energy up to our heart. That's our love, our ability to love, our capacity to love. Let's increase our loving capacity by lifting that energy up from our lowest roots now. Let's lift that energy up into our chest. Fill your chest with that loving root energy. Lift that energy up in your mind. Imagine pulling that energy up from the earth, through your butt, through your feet, through your lowest chakra, right up into your heart. Imagine lifting that, whether that is a feeling or a color or a temperature or a vibration. I don't know what it is for you. Bring whatever is in your belly up into your heart, into your chest. Lift it up into your life. Sit up tall, your head nice and tall, or lay down flat and nice and tall with your posture. Lift your energy straight up from your belly, right up into your chest, to your throat. And right up into your head, to your third eye. Lift that energy right up to your third eye. And try holding your breath, allowing that energy to build up greater inside of your body, now all the way up to your eye. You can build that energy right up inside there. Hold your breath inside and allow that energy to build. And then let that energy out the top of your head and allow it to connect over your head with the heavens over above. The energy right from your feet, right up through your lowest chakra, right up through your heart, right up through your mind, right up through your eye, right up through the crown of your head. And allow it to connect again over top of your head. You're fully connected, fully aligned, fully healing, fully loving, fully sharing white light with everyone on the planet. And then, guys, you're just going to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and come on back to here we are now, 15, 20 minutes of meditation later. We've done some alignment. We've talked about the process we've been through. We've been through all 21 days, 28 days, some of us process. I'm interested to find out if you guys have anything else you want to add or question about the process as we're coming to the end now of our program. Is there anything you'd like to share or add? I'd love to hear if you've got any feedback or anything you'd like to add to the program or share with anyone that might watch the program. Judy.
Yeah.
Did you have a good meditation tonight?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Did you have any insight or experience, or did it help you to see that you can adjust your energy just by changing what you're thinking and talking about?
Absolutely. I think intention drives everything.
Yes, I think you're right, Judy. That's it, right? And you know what? When we get into a healing crisis too, meditating like this sometimes, if we don't know what's wrong, sometimes we can also ask, and we can also, speak to our spirit.
Absolutely.
Ask. So if we don't know the answer for something,
body.
Sorry?
We can speak to our body,
yeah.
And we can ask what is going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then if we ask, then the answers will come.
Absolutely.
And we don't know how they're going to come. They can come in a multitude of ways. But it's that spending that time with our spirit and intentionally trying to connect and spend some time with it that's required for us to raise up our energies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, we can have a problem going on, but we don't have to be caught up in the problem, right? It's a little bit easier when someone is guiding us, right? It's easier when someone is guiding us. However, with practice, we can learn how to, if we start practicing a few different methods, do this one deeply for a week or 2 weeks or 30 days, and then do this one deeply for a week or 2 weeks or 30 days, and really explore that different method and learn how to do that method. So that, because what happens is, at different times, one method works better than another. And if we get into some sort of circumstance or situation, we may need to do something different. And when there's something really traumatic, there's something really important, or that has a deep effect on us, that really affects us, creates stress or emotional or hormonal change within our body, that releases those stress hormones, which can get us stuck in a thought pattern. The best thing to do then is like vigorous exercise. And that will help to clear the stress. And then we can sit quietly, maybe, right? Clear it with some vigorous exercise, and then sit with ourselves again, right? So this is like a system. This is a method. of managing sort of any circumstance that could come up in our life. There's a way to do it. Just a way to do it, not the only way, just a way to do it. Joe, do you have anything you wanted to add tonight?
Well, I had to step out on the meditation, but I did do it. I did do something similar just the other day, and I did start asking just more questions. So I'm just gonna. That's a new habit or a new technique, I suppose, that I've kind of learned from you or whatnot. So I'll be doing that ongoing to get some more insights.
Awesome.
The one thing about, if I may add, about the healing crisis part.
Yes, the healing crisis, yes.
So one thing, like, it's great that Dr. Morse has all those free videos on YouTube and stuff.
Yes.
Because I was getting toothaches on my left side and gumache, and I thought, oh, geez, I think I have a cavity coming through or whatnot. And he was saying, he's saying that no, it could be part of the healing crisis and just expelling the toxins within.
I got some sore teeth too.
Yeah, so
I got some sore teeth too. Yep.
So it was so bad that at night sometimes it was hard to sleep. So I actually just put an ice pack on it. Those flat liquid ice packs, and I was able to put my face on it, and it provided some relief or whatnot.
Wow. Right
there and then I said, oh, I got to rush out to the dentist tomorrow. I got to give him a call. But then the next day the ache was gone.
Yeah.
And it goes through a little cycle here and there, and then it comes and it goes. But so it was just interesting.
Things come up, right? Things come up with our health as we detoxify. That's very normal. Very normal. Natalie, do you have anything you'd like to add about the program, about nutrition, about your meditation tonight, about building up your own energy, about connecting with your energy? Anything that you'd like to add? Hold on a second.
Unmute.
Let's unmute her. Someone unmute her. Hold on a second.
All right, this works now.
There we go.
Okay, beautiful. Well, my healing crisis, and I talked to John about it, it's I am prone to cold sores. So the first week and a bit, got a cold sore just before a photo shoot. And then I was like, of course. But it healed quickly. Typically, they last 7 to 10 days, and this lasted 4 days. So that in itself was really amazing. And then again, got another 2 cold sores just this week before a podcast that I'm being interviewed on. So it's like interesting. But I do notice I'm very familiar with healing crisis. The meditations have been great. It's been great meditating with all of you. I'm like, if we could just keep this up, that would be fantastic. But anyway,
we need a weekly meditation group.
That would be awesome.
Okay, good, nice. Okay, that's wonderful to hear, guys. Wonderful.
And add that to an accountability touch point. Combine it both into one.
Okay. So a little bit of accountability, a little bit of maybe sharing, discussion, and weekly meditation.
Yeah. And I mean, everything you're talking about completely resonates. I do core energy coaching. I'm always up with high energy. So the fact that this is giving me more energy, people are watching, and they see me, and they're like, "This, I can't believe the energy's gotten higher." So now for me, it's how do I take that energy and then completely focus it, again, with the thought wheel. I have something known as that as well. And it's me doing the work again and being even more focused, because it's been a magnificent time. So I've really enjoyed this.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Jeremy, I missed you at the beginning today. How's your week been, and how's the whole 30-day experience been for you?
It's been going well. I had a bit of a couple weeks head start because you and I were sort of chatting about this. And so, I think we all have the ability, as soon as we hear the truth, it resonates inside of us. And I just knew it was a good thing to do. I had some information regarding fat, and it's a bit different, but the fat is is a body's way of protecting itself. And when we're eating all these toxins and stuff like that, the body will store it in the fat. And so fat isn't just about excess calories, it's also about excess pollution in the body.
Exactly.
And so as we clean up, the fat starts to mobilize, and that mobilization also releases some of the toxins back in the body.
Exactly.
And so I think we all kind of experience those side effects, and just to be gentle on ourselves. And I'm thinking you're kind of right with perhaps even introducing some grainy types of things and whatnot, maybe just to help buffer that a little bit. I know that's helped me. You know, if I drink too much water, for some reason it gives me a lot of headaches. So I can't drink a whole lot of water when I'm fasting and dieting. It seems kind of weird, but that's just how my body responds. So I love fruit because it kind of gives me the liquid without just water, you know. And I did have an experience with the meditation. I kind of got a picture of a husband and a wife. And in this picture, I was the wife, and the heavens were like the husbandman. And I love the reverse meditation, because a lot of times when I meditate, I bring the heavens down and it fills me. But as a good partner, as a good wife, I guess you could say, it's also good to give back to the husband and to honor him as a good receptacle, but also as to returning the goodness and appreciation back to that source, I guess you could say. I don't know. Does that make sense?
So do you feel that, you know, connecting with the ground as well too? Is it the unity of both ends? Yeah,
I liked it. It kind of gave me a different perspective, not just gimme, take, but also being mature as a source being, that we are also to give to others, like you're doing, and like I think we all are doing, is to also meditate that energy up through us and up back into that realm where maybe others can receive from. I don't know if that's possible, but I believe it is.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It means a lot to me, and it may or may not mean a lot to anybody else, but you know what? I understand it. So, no one can talk about anybody's insides, right? And those feelings that you're talking about, I think, female and male energy, that's within all of us, right? Mm-hmm. So, husband and wife, and you feeling like even the feminine side of yourself there, like, amazing, right? I think amazing.
I think it's important to get some thoughts about that, because then I think it makes us better as men, as better men and husbands and fathers. And I think women also can benefit from thinking as a man, or what a man might want and like too. So it's good for both of us to try to step into the shoes of another sex, another culture, other things, not just sex or whatever, just in general.
Removing the separateness, that's what you're talking about, and that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, did you say I have to wear my wife's pumps?
Sexy.
I got size 13 feet. I don't think they're gonna fit. Sorry.
Maybe try your underwear on or something.
Wear it to the next meditation. Well, guys, this has been a really wonderful experience for me. I'll tell you that, I feel like I've grown a ton just facilitating with you guys, and the accountability that it does for me is amazing. It really pushes me each week to be trying to really strive to bring something, more to the table, and to be centered and grounded as often as I can be. So it's been just a fantastic experience. I felt that it would be, because the first time I did it, I felt that, and making a little bit more commitment to a weekly connection with you guys, just intensified it. So I'm really excited about doing some more. I'm doing the Scandinavian Spa the 28th. If anyone can make it, I'm going to do it the 28th. If you guys can make it, we're going to have a day of meditation and discussion about the whole process, the detoxification process, and all of the same stuff that I'm talking about, that you guys are now detoxification experts yourselves. So, if you can join us, the 28th, we're going to be going up. I'll be driving up. So if you want to come down and jump in the truck with me, we can all drive up together and we can all talk about all of this, and we can spend a day in silence and meditation and work on our thoughts in our own minds and work on all aspects of this program in our own minds and talk about it again on the way home, and I'll drive everybody back. We'll spend the day and come back again. So if you'd like to, explore that, please reach out to me some more, and we'll set that up. It's just $125. That's just access to the spa and a little contribution to the drive and everything up. So if you'd like to do that, just reach out to me and join me for the day. We'll spend the day and do that. And I think what I'll do is I'll cut our recording here, and let me just.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I just want to say that the content was pretty amazing. So I just want to say thanks for that.
Thank you, buddy.
The whole content and all the other aspects of it. So, like I mentioned in that share of that Facebook, anyone can. There's lots of personal trainers out there that can teach you about, eat 5 meals a day and exercise, and this is your exercise program, and go do it. But you help out with the rest of it as well. So it's, with the accountability, the energy work, the goal work, the whole aspect, all the 6 aspects of your goals and stuff like that. So
awesome, man. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that a lot. All right, guys. I'm gonna say good night, and congratulations on your 30-day detox. Good word. Good word. We'll see you again.